Hello.
Me?
Yes, yes.
Hello,
you, sir.
hello.
talking to
I'm
you
always
this time.
confused. I'm always hello, hello, hello.
Hi everyone. We are back with some questions for your paper 3. So these are selected by Mr. Sain.
Yeah, we looked at a few that we thought, well, iterations is new, so there's not a lot of stuff out there anyway. And compound interest, most people know how to do, but new type of spec or compound interest is a tiny bit different, and we'll go through that. And a pretty straightforward, simplifying algebraic fraction, I guess.
Yep, and this one just iteration.
Okay. All right, so first one. We've got an iteration question, and we have normally it's split into 3 parts. So 1, rearranging, 2, doing the iteration, 3, some kind of explanation. So it says, show that the equation 3x squared minus x cubed plus 3 is equal to 0 can be rearranged to give, and it tells us what the answer is. So because of that, we have to be quite clear and explicit as to how we get there. We can't just say it goes from there to there. Obviously, that's no good. So we're going to see and double check and see what our best options are. So if we started off with the original, I'm just going to rewrite that. So 3x squared minus x cubed. So this is the first time I'm writing on this.
I would beg to differ. But anyway.
Oh, calling me out live on the air.
I've got the memory of an elephant, but story for another day.
Thank you. All right, so if we're having a look, and then if we have a look at what we have to end up with, there's some factor of x squared at the bottom. We've got 3 here, and the thing that seems to have disappeared is the x cubed, and everything else is still positive. So when I rearrange or when I solve, I think about moving things around. And I notice that the 3x squared is still positive. We've got the 3 here and the 3 here, and that's still positive. And the only thing that's negative here is no longer negative here. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to do the opposite. I'm going to move that around, because that's the way I do things. I don't know how you do things.
Yeah.
Yeah? You with us?
I am absolutely
I'm boring her.
No, sir. It's amazing. It's great. Love it.
So the x cubed, I'm going to move over here from minus to plus, and you've got x cubed over here. And then over here, we've got 3x squared hasn't changed, plus 3 hasn't changed. All right? And then we have a look and see what we're trying to get. And we can see that we've got x squared underneath of 3. So if I divide everything by x squared, then hopefully things will start to look as they should. So I'm just going to do 3x squared divided by x squared plus, 3 over x squared. And that x squared cancels with that x squared. This power of 3 cancels with this power, well, this whole thing altogether. And so what you're left with, I'll just squeeze it over here. You've got x on the right-hand side, and you've got 3 plus 3 over x squared, which, ba-da, is what they ask us for. All good?
Great.
2 marks,
I can now do iteration. Absolutely.
Yeah? So do you want to do the next part, or do you want me to carry on?
You can carry on, sir.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got the iteration part, and an iteration is similar to forming a sequence, but the only difference is that you're using your answer, your previous answer, to get your next answer. So it says using the form that we've just rearranged into with a starting place, and x naught is where we're going to start off from. It's our initial value of x that we're going to sub in. Work out x1, x2, x3, and I think it says it here. I've kind of underlined the wrong part. And so, yeah, so to work out x1, we're going to use our value of x naught in this iteration. So it's going to be 3 plus 3 over, and x squared is going to be the previous answer, which is 3.2 squared. So we're going to plug that into our calculator, and I have an answer. But at this point, maybe the easiest thing, I mean, this one's not too bad because the numbers are finite, so I think we should be fine. So if we just write down the answer, we have 3.2929687. I'm going to write it all down, miss.
Excellent.
I'm going to write it all down.
Well,
because
yes.
I've got nothing but time.
Also because it doesn't ask you for a certain degree of accuracy.
Ah, that's why.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah? Yeah, so we've got x1. We need to work out x2.
Ooh, can I jump in and say what Sir just did now gained him 1 mark?
Nice. So we're on the board. 1 mark? So are we going to get 1 mark for each answer?
So for x1, you get 1 mark.
Yep.
And then if you do 2 more, so x2 and x3, you get 1 more mark.
Cool.
And the final mark for this part is for the final correct answer.
Let's get mark 2. Let's get mark 2.
Let's.
All right, so to get the second mark, we're going to use our previous answer of 3.2929687.5. And we're going to put that back in. So where that 3.2 was originally, Now that's going to be this answer, because this was the one that was going to be changing all the time, the variable. And now, obviously, this is very hard to write. I'm going to write x1 squared. Now, our calculator already has this inside. So the easiest thing to do is reuse that answer that's already in your calculator without clearing it, I think, personally. So the way I would do it is that I would do 3 divided by the answer that's on my calculator. And whatever my answer is, obviously square the bottom as well. So you're going to square what you had. So square this answer, do 3 divided by it, and then whatever your answer is, add 3 to it. See what you get. And your answer that you should get is 3.276659786.
I'm not helping you at all, am I?
No, but you're giving me moral support, isn't it? And and that's all we need. That's all we need. No, you're going to do the next bit. You're going to do this.
Oh, great.
All right, so we've got x1, x2, second mark. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing for x3, but this time we're going to use our answer of x2 as the thing we square at the bottom. So it's going to be 3 plus 3 over. Sorry about my handwriting.
It's not worse than mine.
I know, that's why I'm not too sorry. But I didn't want to say it, to be honest.
That's very harsh, sir.
Yeah, well, you said it. So that would have been x2 and then your whole thing squared. So basically it'll be the answer that you had before. We're going to square it, which is under here. Sorry, it is really messy. We're going to square it, whatever my answer is, 3 divided by that, and then add the 3. And then repeating the process, you should end up with 3.279420685. And so, Miss, you're saying we shouldn't round up?
Not at that point. Usually if they give you a certain degree of accuracy, so if they say to 2 decimal places, I just truncate the answer to 4 decimal places.
Okay.
So 1 more decimal place than they require. And then I round them all up at the end when I'm deciding. Cool. But because they're not giving us a certain degree of accuracy, so they're not saying to 2 or 3 or whatever decimal places they want, I think what you did, sir, is perfect. You just write out the whole thing and then check at what level do they all round to the same amount.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, so that should give us our 3 marks over there. And then the last one, I know I've covered it up slightly, so I'll do my best to read it. It's explain what the values of x1, x2, and x3 represent.
Can I rewind you a bit, sir?
Yeah, of course you can.
We haven't found out the answer. So I would only give you 2 marks.
Ah, but this one doesn't ask for a solution, Miss. So it says just find the values. So this one just wants the values.
Why does it say 3.28 in the answer then?
Not 100% sure. That doesn't... But it's just asking you for x1, x2, and x3. Right. And if it was asking you for a solution, then yeah, we'll do what Mrs. Stanescu says, which is to see where they're all the same to a certain degree of accuracy. But at this moment in time, it just wants the values x1, x2, x3. So we're good.
3 marks.
And I
apologize profusely.
It's all right. Pay me back next time. And then, but what it is asking us is what do these values represent? And it's a bit like what Miss is saying. It's getting us towards a solution. So what we can say is that these values of x1, x2, x3, these are estimates of a solution. So it's not quite our solution, but they're getting there. And so we can say that they are guesses or they're estimates of our solution, of a solution. 4. I'm going to be a little bit extra, and I can just write down.
Always.
It's good to be extra.
Yes, it always is good to be extra.
I don't apologise for any of that.
No, nor should you.
And I think that should give us all 6 marks. All good?
Nicely done, sir.
Yeah?
Yes.
Whoop! Iteration done.
And see you for the next one, which is...
We'll find out.
Yeah, very descriptive there. Bye.